Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big beautiful family. By hitting that subscription button, it's free for everyone. No one's charging you for anything, so it's just a way to help us creators to continue on with these tutorials. And please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Most of the time I use a 2.75 hook or 3.5, depending on the project that I'm working on and how big I want it to go. If you have a tight tension, use a 2-size hook bigger than your normal so your patterns don't curve. If you're too loose, then go a size or 2 smaller on your hook so it doesn't become too floppy and messy. I also would like to mention I do have a private crochet group. If you're interested to join, you're more than welcome, as long as you have a profile. I also have Instagram and TikTok. If you're stuck in projects and you need help, you could always message me through there. It's much faster for me to answer you or show me your product, what's going on, or where you're going wrong on it. You can take a picture and send it me through there because YouTube does not accept that. Most of you should already know that. I also have a Facebook group page, I should say. You can follow me through there also. I want to thank again from the bottom of my heart to all of you that have been helping women in need of thread. And for some of you that are considering, please do so. You could either donate through below the video. There's a little bag that says thank you. You can drop in there whatever amount you'd like. We don't have a specific order of an amount that you have to donate. You can do whatever you'd like. Anything counts and it helps, and I thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to get started, and please, if you can share the video, sharing is caring. It helps tremendously to have more people recognize the channel and become part of this wonderful family. Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, so we're going to do today a cover for any size of jar that you might have at home. I prefer plastic because, when you drop, at least you won't have glass everywhere. So I have my coffee little jars that I keep my beads in. But I'm going to do one which I already have created, one in the past, and have done the tutorial for it in yellow and greens and brown, I think. But no lid, okay? It's just one big jar to put all my utensils in, like big forks, big knives, the wooden spoon for the stove, which I keep all of that next to the stove instead of keep going into the drawer. You can, if you have like large plastic ones of coffee, you can use that depending upon the size of your utensils, or you can just buy it at your Dollar Tree or dollar store, whatever the case may be. I mean, a couple of cents, a little plastic container, high enough to put all your utensils in. I know my measurements are ready for mine because I still have the other one in the kitchen that I had done a while back. But because I have a lot of red and black in my kitchen, I'm going to use red and blacks into this pattern, which I have here. So I'm still debating on this one here. I love this. This is like a burgundy, really, really gorgeous. Portugal threads go by number, not by color. So this is number 9. These are 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. You can order these threads if you like. I usually get a lot of comments on the threads. They're $12 a ball, and minimum of order of 6 balls, okay, to be shipped out. I am in Europe, so of course it costs like an eyeball to ship these things out. So they're all 4-ply. If you're doing Aunt Lydia number 3, your pattern will become bigger because the thread is a little bit thicker than mine. Okay, I'm also going to apply a flower onto it. Still debating which one, but you could apply whatever flower you'd like and make some beautiful little decoration. So very simple to create and very fast, very economic, doesn't take that much thread. So like I said, you can buy it at your Dollar Tree, or if you have an empty container at home, you can use that. The first thing you need to do is, of course, once you're crocheting, you need to measure the bottom, of course, to see the whiteness that you will need for the bottom, the foundation. And then, of course, the length. As you keep going, you can measure, dressing it up in your jar and see if you have the right length for it. Okay, so let's get started. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel to grow tremendously. Sharing also is caring. Please do share. Invite your family and your friends to be part of this journey with us. And if you need help with anything, you know how to get a hold of me. You have my email below, the Instagram, my crochet group, my crochet page, everything in TikTok. Everything is below in the description box, okay? I'll be using a 2.75 hook, but you can use a 3.5. Now, you know that if you have tight tension, you should use a size or two bigger on the hook in order for it not to flip-flop and turn and curve your thread. If your tension is too loose, then go smaller on your hook, okay? Another thing is sometimes people say, well, I can't keep up, you're too fast. I know I'm fast. I know, and I apologize a lot of times. For that reason, I mention a lot of times below the description box, there's a 2-minute video. You can click there and see how you can slow down the video. It's also very important to turn your closed caption on. It should say CC right next to the 3 little dots up top on the corner. And if you turn that on, you can read what I am saying, pause, take notes, and it helps you tremendously by taking notes, looking at the video, going slower. And everything is possible to create. We don't come into this earth already with experience on crochet. We learn as we go. So it's normal to make mistakes. Don't get frustrated over not understanding or not getting the stitch properly. Sometimes it takes a bit of practice. Nobody's doing a marathon here, so take your time with it and enjoy what you're doing. So yes, it can get frustrating. I know that from experience. But once you get tired and it's not working out, drop it, go into something else, and come back to it and have patience with it. And you can succeed and pull through. Okay, don't be hard on yourself. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone. So the first thing you want to do is that magic circle. And if you can't do the magic circle, you can do the 6 chain. I know a lot of you still can't do the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember what I said. If your tension is too tight, then use a bigger hook or 2, size bigger or so. And if it's too loose, then go a size or 2 smaller. So I've closed in after doing my 6 chain with a slip stitch. I'm coming back in that center, doing a single and chain 2. This is my first double crochet. I'm going to do one more for chain space. Inside of this circle, I'm going to continue to do 12 altogether with my first, that's my total, with my first double crochet that I've done, single and 2 chain. And 1 chain space in between the 12 double crochets. Okay, so far I have 3. That's including with my first one. 1 chain space, and continue to do your 12 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've done my 12 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops, I think I have too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I do. And it's always important to count if you have the exact same amount or you'll be in trouble. So it's always extremely important to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm on my 12. So I've closed in on my first double crochet, which was the single and 2 chains. I closed in on my second chain with the slip stitch. I'm going to come back in, create a single and 2 chain. Again, that's my first double crochet. In the same space, same stitch, another double crochet, 1 chain space, going into the next double crochet, creating 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 chain space into the next one, creating 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, this is row 2. So we're putting over the double crochet from the first row. 2 in the same stitch, 1 chain space, 2 in the same stitch, 1 chain space, row 2. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I finished my last group of 2 double crochet. I'm going to come on the first one we did with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in again and create my single, chain 2. On my second double crochet, we're going to start to increase 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So on these groups we created, on this row 3, we should have 3 double crochet, 1 chain space. Next group, on the first double crochet, 1 double crochet, on the second, 2 together. And here is the thing. We're going to continue to increase. Let's say next row, we're going to add always an increase at the end, 2 together on the last one. So that means row 4, you should have 4 double crochet. Row 5, 5 double crochet, always 1 chain space. And this is how you're going to take the measurement of the bottom of your jar, okay? So I can't tell you, do 6 rows, 7 rows, 8 rows, depending how large your bottom of your jar is. Plastic jar, glass jar, whatever the case may be. So you should know how big it is from the bottom, and then accordingly from the width in the bottom, that's how many rows you go. Like in this case, it would be just 3 rows, but this is not the jar that I'm using. I'm using a bigger jar, obviously, like I said, for my utensils, okay? So this is how you define how big you need to do your foundation for your jar, because this is the bottom part for it, okay? Okay, so I've reached the end again. And I'm doing I did my slip stitch, I'm doing my single on the first one. Remember what I said, 1 per stitch, and then on your last one, we're increasing 2 in the same stitch. So this row 4, you should have 4 double crochets. And you can make sets of these. Let's say people use them for coffee, for sugar, for tea. You can... a lot of times you will have some plastic containers that, when you buy, example, olives or mayonnaise or whatever, those jars, they're plastic. So you can wash them, clearly and use them for different things and decorate them, right? Okay, so row 4, 4 double crochets. Always increase 2 on the last one and 1 chain space, okay? I'm going to continue to do mine for the length or the width of my jar, and then we're changing the stitch up because then we need to build the body of it. This is just a foundation for the bottom of the jar, okay? Okay, everyone, so I have the foundation of the bottom of my jar, which mine is 6 rows, okay? Yours can be bigger, yours can be smaller. You have to measure like I told you. You must measure from here to here to get your measurements. And I know that my length is 17 centimeters. So once I hit that 17 centimeters going up, I know that I'm good to go. So now I'm going into row 7. Now my row 7, there is no more increase on the groups. It's just double crochet over double crochet. I made it as simple as possible, especially for beginners. So I'm doing a single and 2 chain. This is my first double crochet. I'm not doing any more 2 together. I'm doing 1 per stitch. It needs to start curving up. For those reasons, we don't do the increase. So we are doing only 2, 4, 6 double crochets, 1 chain space, and continue. And this will be repeatedly for the rest of the rows going up. It's just 1 per stitch. It will start curving up this way in order for it to go up. So I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing because it's just double crochet over double crochet and 1 chain space in between them. And of course I have one of my hairs. Don't you just love that? And then continue on. But I'm going to continue this and I'll show you again on the next row, and then you can take it from there. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished my row. As you can see, it will start curving up because we are not doing any increases. So now it's just going to go straight up the body of the jar. So basically, you would just repeat this to the desired length that you need for your jar. That's why it's always important also to measure from the bottom of the jar to the top, so you'll know how many rows you'll need. So I close in with slip stitch, doing my single, 2 chains. So I'm just repeating now until I have my 17 centimeters. Now, when I say 17 centimeters, I don't mean from the bottom of the jar. You need to do it. In my case, there is no lid, so it would be, this would be like the top without the lid. And then it would come just down here to the exact level of the bottom here. Okay, like this one is 11. So I'll need 17. My jar is bigger because as you know, the spoons and spatulas and all that. Okay, so just continue to do yours until the desired length. I'm going to continue mine, then come back to you once I am finished so we can do the last row together. Apply my flower and with hot gun glue. Hopefully you have. If not, you can stitch it on. So 1 double crochet per stitch, per space here, 1 chain space between them, and then continue on again. So very simple. I mean, one of the simplest patterns to create. I wanted to make it as simple as possible. Even the last one I did was very simple. It was just, you know, groups of 4 and then block, little squares, groups of 4, double crochet, little square. So that was simple too, but you can't get any simpler than this. You know, you really don't need to do counting or anything like that. You're just doing 1 per space and 1 chain space in between the decoration motif here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of mine. Okay, you guys, so this is my little utensils, little jar, pot, whatever you want to call it. And I have done 16 rows for mine. Now, with the last one, you can put lace and make a bow tie. You know, those ribbon lace. Must have something somewhere. So I have this beautiful gold one. You could either use lace and go through, you know, the little holes in here, right? Like that, go through it in and out, in and out. Or you can just crochet a string the length you want. You can put some little beads into the edges of the string and pretty much have it done that way. Okay, so I'm going to warm up my hot gun glue and glue my flower on. If you want to do single crochet at the edge here also as a finishing, you're okay to do that. Okay, you can do singles. I don't need to. I think it has enough on it with the either lace or with the string crocheted chain to make a bow tie and tie it here so it can like stay together. I think it's fine. But if you want to do single crochets all the way around, you can also do that. Okay, you guys, so I put the lace one, and what I did was I burnt a bit at the edge, and you just do like barely anything here at the edge. And it does, because I've cut in the edge a bit, so it doesn't come out of place. And then it's not gonna, you know, come apart. So I'm going to glue, hot gun glue. I want to put my pattern in properly. And I'm just going to use this colored one, or might even just do a small black one. I need some black on there because I have the black and red. And of course you'll need hot gun glue. Okay, you guys, so I decided not to use this big flower. I think I want to use the little daisies. I think it's much prettier, and I put a gold bead on it. But I'm going to show you how simple this is using the white. I can always put white in the center. So magic circle or 4 to 5 chain for you guys, chain stitch depending upon your tension. So on my magic circle, I'm going to do 1 chain, come back in and do a single and chain 2. Inside of this magic circle, I'm going to do 12 double crochets. Okay, I'm going to come in my first one and close it in with slip stitch. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain, only the first one. I'm going to skip a space and go into the second double crochet with a single. 1, 2 chain. I'm going to skip a space and go into the next one. 1, 2 chain, skip a space, single. So I'm going to create 6 loops here of chain 2. Okay. I've come into my first loop and closed in with slip stitch at the first chain that I did. So I'm coming in my loop with single 1 chain, coming back inside the loop, creating double crochet. Again, another double crochet and another double crochet. So I'll have 3 double crochets. I have a single 1 loop, and on my 4th one here, actually my 5th one, I'm doing chain and single. Coming into the next loop, single 1 chain, 3 double crochets, okay, 1 chain, come back in the same one, and single. Next loop, single 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, and single. Okay, so I'll have 6 little paddles all the way around. I've done my 6 little paddles. I'm going to close in on the first single I did, cut my thread, and tuck it in through the back, in through the stitches back here to hide it well. We don't want nothing to be coming apart, right? And this is going to be glued onto the pattern there anyway. And then I'm going to pass this one to the front. I should have mentioned you should leave a little bit of string, so or you can just go through your bead with a piece of string. It doesn't matter. You can do it that way too. And just put your bead through it. Okay, you guys, so basically all you do now is get your flowers straight and lined up over here, because you don't want it to be all crooked and messed up. So I'm going to put it here on the center. You see more or less where your center is, and it doesn't take that much glue, it just takes a little bit. And I'm going to put it right here. Now you could either line it up like this, you know, as you wish, or you can line it up from the top into the bottom here. Whatever you think looks prettier. I think either way looks nice. So, and then just add them on. So very simple, very easy tutorial, nothing hard nor complicated. And you just, you know, put a little bit more around your paddles in order for it to stick on. Now, you don't want to overdo it because you don't want to go and glue it into the glass, right? And then you just put your utensils in. As you can see, anyway, I'll have pictures in the little video you'll see at the end. So this pretty much does it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for being here, and please, if you enjoyed the tutorial, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next tutorial. God bless. Bye-bye, everyone.